Welcome to the deep dive. We cut through the noise, getting you straight to the core insights from the research and articles you share. Today, we're diving into something truly transformative in healthcare. Think of it as a massive shift, moving from just reacting to illness to actually preventing it proactively. Our focus today, predictive analytics in healthcare, using R. We've been digging into excerpts from a really great book, Predictive Analytics in Healthcare Using R, Early Disease Detection. Our mission here is to pull out the key takeaways, the must-knows, showing you how predictive analytics and R specifically is making early disease detection a reality. Not just an idea, it's pretty amazing, this power to sort of forecast future health outcomes. Get ready.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Predictive analytics in healthcare. What are we actually talking about here? Sounds big.
It is big, and what's really key, what the source hammers home, isn't just predicting things, it's this fundamental change. We're moving away from a system that just treats sickness after it happens.
The reactive model, exactly, to one focused on preventing it. So the definition is basically using health data, historical, real-time, to forecast future outcomes, especially for chronic diseases. It's all about catching those early warning signs, those subtle changes before things get serious.
So it empowers clinicians.
Right. It empowers them to make timely, informed decisions. They can see the risk factors, maybe forecast how a disease might progress. It's a whole new way of thinking about health.
That definitely sounds powerful. Can you give us some concrete examples? Like, what does this look like in practice?
Yeah, absolutely. The source gives some great ones. Imagine identifying patients likely to develop type 2 diabetes, not just based on, family history, but really analyzing their lifestyle, the specific biomarker data, or predicting the chance of a patient being readmitted to the hospital after heart failure using their records.
Oh, that's huge for hospitals.
It really is. It lets them intervene before that patient lands back in the ER. Improves outcomes, frees up beds, saves money.
Makes
And think about cancer. Forecasting progression using genomic and clinical data, that allows for much earlier, more targeted treatments. When you connect all this, you see how combining that deep clinical know-how with these machine learning tools, well, it does more than just help individual patients. It actually helps lower overall healthcare costs by catching things early.
Right, preventing those really severe, expensive episodes down the line. That impact is incredible. And it makes you think, okay, what's driving this? The source really focuses on R, why R, what makes it the tool of choice here.
Yeah, that's a key point in the material. R's dominance in healthcare research isn't accidental. It boils down to a few core strengths. First, its statistical power. I mean, it's immense. It was built by statisticians for statisticians.
Yeah.
So you've got this incredibly rich set of libraries for all sorts of analysis, regression, classification, time series stuff.
All the essentials.
Exactly. Then you have the machine learning tools, packages like Carrot, Random Forest, XGBoost, MLR3. These are heavy hitters. They provide powerful algorithms that can dig through really complex health data, find hidden patterns, make predictions that are, frankly, beyond what traditional stats can do alone.
Okay.
And it's not just about the numbers. Ours are also fantastic for data visualization. Tools like ggplot2, Plotly Shiny. They let you build these amazing interactive dashboards.
Which must be crucial for doctors, right? To actually see the data.
Absolutely. It's not just pretty charts. It makes complex findings digestible. Clinicians can see the why behind a prediction. That builds trust. Plus, its healthcare integration is really strong. R handles all sorts of data types easily. EHRs, sensor data from wearables, even complex genomic data.
Oh, okay.
And finally, don't underestimate the open source community. There are thousands of healthcare-specific packages out there, plus tons of support. It's constantly evolving.
So it really does sound like R simplifies that whole workflow from start to finish, give you all the pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get the why R and the what it is. Now, this is where I get really interested. How does it actually work? What are the nuts and bolts, the core components you need to build these predictive models in R according to the source?
Right. The source lays out 5 key components. Think of them as stages. First up is data preprocessing. And this isn't trivial, especially in healthcare. You're dealing with missing values, maybe standardizing lab results from different labs, encoding patient notes.
Sounds messy.
It can be. It's absolutely foundational. Get this wrong, and your model, well, it won't be reliable. This is also where feature engineering comes in.
Feature engineering.
Yeah, creating new variables from existing data, like calculating BMI from height and weight or cholesterol ratios, things that might give the model more predictive power.
Got it. Make the data smarter.
Exactly. Next is exploratory data analysis, or EDA. This is where you visualize everything, patient demographics, lab results, disease patterns, often using tools like ggplot2. Like detective work, really. You're looking for clues for potential predictors of, say, chronic disease progression.
Seeing the patterns.
Precisely. Then comes model building. This is where you choose and apply different algorithms. Maybe logistic regression for simple yes-no predictions like at risk or not at risk. For more complex data, you might use random forest or gradient boosting. They're really good at finding subtle, non-linear relationships. And for predicting when something might happen, like time until a disease outcome, you'd use survival analysis. The survival package is key there.
Okay, different tools for different jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And after you build it, you have to do model validation. This is critical.
Testing it, right.
Right. You split your data, train the model on one part, test it on another. You use metrics like accuracy, AUC, ROC.
AUCRs.
Yeah. It's really good at measuring how well the model distinguishes between the at-risk and not at-risk groups, especially if one group is much smaller. Also, sensitivity, specificity. You need to know it's reliable, not just guessing.
Makes sense. You need to trust it.
Absolutely. And the final component is deployment and visualization. This often means building interactive dashboards, maybe using R Shiny. These give clinicians clear risk scores, visual explanations. It makes the model's output usable and understandable in a clinical setting.
So it's definitely not just plug and play. It's more like a cycle build, test, refine. I can see how getting that first data step wrong could cause major headaches later.
Oh, absolutely. It's very much an iterative process.
The source also mentions a specific workflow, like a step-by-step guide. Can you walk us through that? How do you actually apply this in a healthcare project?
Sure. It's generally a 5-step workflow that ties these components together. Step 1. Define the healthcare problem. Be specific. Not just predict disease, but maybe predict the 5-year risk of developing diabetes for patients in this specific clinic. That makes it actionable.
Clear goal setting.
Exactly. Step 2. Collect and pre-process data. This means getting the data EHRs, lab results, maybe wearables data into R, cleaning it, prepping it for analysis.
The foundational step again.
Right. Step 3. Train predictive models. This is where you use tools like Carrot or MLR3. You test different algorithms. You tune their hyperparameters.
Hyperparameters.
Yeah, think of them like settings or dials on the model. You adjust them to get the best possible performance for your specific problem.
Okay. Optimizing the engine.
Kind of, yeah. Step 4. Validate and interpret results. Generate confusion matrices, ROC curves. Look at feature importance, basically. Rigorously assess how well the model works and why it's making the predictions it is.
Understanding the how?
Crucial for trust and improvement. And finally, step 5. Deploy as a tool for clinicians. Maybe build that shiny app we talked about. Doctors input patient details. Get a real-time risk score. That's how you turn the data into something truly useful at the point of care.
That's fantastic. Taking it from raw data all the way to an actionable insight for the doctor. So, thinking bigger picture, what does this mean for students, researchers, the whole healthcare system? Where is this making a difference now, and where is it heading?
Oh, the applications are incredibly diverse and growing fast. We're already seeing huge impacts in chronic disease prediction, like for diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular risk. It allows for tailored prevention plans.
Proactive care.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's also vital for hospital readmission prediction. Identifying high-risk patients before discharge helps hospitals plan better, allocate resources, and cut costs.
That makes sense.
And for individuals, it's driving personalized medicine, moving away from one-size-fits-all treatments towards strategies tailored to your specific predicted response or risk.
Using your data for your treatment.
Precisely. We're also seeing more wearable and IoT integration, analyzing real-time data from fitness trackers, smartwatches, for continuous monitoring and preventive alerts.
Wow.
And in research, it's huge for genomic studies predicting disease risk or how someone might respond to a drug based on their genetic makeup. So for anyone in health research or data science, mastering predictive modeling in R, it's not just useful, it's becoming essential. It's the skill set for the digital health era. It lets you unlock what the data is telling us.
What an incredible overview. It's so clear from this deep dive that predictive analytics, especially using R, is genuinely changing the game in healthcare, shifting that whole paradigm from reaction to prevention. It's a really exciting field, and the source material really makes it feel accessible and powerful.
It really does. And, this brings up a pretty profound question, doesn't it? If we get really good at accurately forecasting individual health risks, how might that fundamentally change our whole approach? Not just to personal wellness, but maybe even public health policy in the years to come. Could health become a truly personalized, preventative journey for all of us?
That's a powerful thought to end on, something for all of you to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world where data meets health. Keep exploring.